Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Jessica Hulten, the Assistant Manager of Education at the Illinois Holocaust Museum and Education Center. On behalf of our CEO, Susan Abrams, our Board of Directors, volunteers, and staff, I would like to thank you for being here for this very special Genocide Awareness and Prevention Month program. If not now, when? The plight of the Rohingya. As an institution, we are grounded in history and dedicated to preserving the legacy of the Holocaust. We do this by honoring the memories of those who were lost and capturing the survivor stories to teach universal lessons. April is designated Genocide Awareness and Prevention Month to raise awareness of past and current genocides, remember the victims and survivors, and advocate to prevent future atrocities. Today, we remember and raise awareness of the genocide against the Rohingya in Burma and how we can work together to advocate on their behalf. The Rohingya have long faced severe discrimination and persecution by the Burmese government for decades. They have been denied their rights of citizenship, suffered mass atrocities such as crimes against humanity, ethnic cleansing, and there is irrefutable evidence that genocide is being committed against them. Many Rohingya refugees have left their homes to settle in new lands. The majority of the Rohingya survivors who have come to the United States have settled right here in Chicago to start new lives. We are going to have a discussion with the director of the Rohingya Cultural Center of Chicago, Nasir Zakaria, and case manager Abdul Jabbar Amanullah. After, we're going to talk about the suffering of the Rohingya for many years, the current situation for the Rohingya in Burma now, and the work aiding Rohingya refugees in Chicago. I would like to thank all our community partners listed on our opening slides for their continued support. Finally, at the end of the program, we will take questions. You can use the Q&A function at the bottom of the Zoom. We will answer as many as possible. And now it is my honor and distinct pleasure to introduce today's speakers. Nasir Zakaria was born in Burma and fled when he was 14 years old into Bangladesh. He then traveled to Thailand and Malaysia, and in 2013, he was resettled in Chicago. He saw the need for a place for the Rohingya population to gather and receive services, as there was no Rohingya population in Chicago before the refugees began arriving in 2011. Through hard work and determination, Nasir founded the Rohingya Cultural Center, where he remains executive director. Nasir serves as a community leader for the Rohingya population and is known nationally and internationally through the Rohingya community for opening the first one-of-a-kind Rohingya Culture Center. Abdul Jabbar Amanullah fled Burma when he was just 12 years old. He fled to Bangladesh, Thailand, and Malaysia before being resettled in Chicago in 2012. AJ worked for the UN as an interpreter while in Malaysia. On November 28, 2012, AJ arrived in Chicago. In Chicago, AJ has worked with various refugee resettlements and mutual aid organizations assisting the needs of refugees. At the Rohingya Culture Center, AJ is a senior case manager where he assists an average of 320 community members a month in job placement, unemployment, interpretation, and much more. Now I welcome Nasir to tell us about your experience and how you came to Chicago.
Firstly, well, thank you so much for inviting us today. It is so important and so honest to tell you my history as a ethnic Rohingya. So when I left my country when I was 14 years old, when I child time when I spent my own country, I'm living look like Jane. So we are torture, discrimination, and no education for children. In when we look like in jungle, we look like in dark for our life, mostly Rohingya people. Burmese government, they make us, we can move any place. For example, we can go to a state and we can go to relative home to home. That kind of, they make tight for us, even the Rohingya people still keep silent and they living harmony, peace, our Rohingya life in Burma. Even the Burmese government, they denied education, they denied our citizenship right, they denied our culture. They are not allowed to do any activity for our Rohingya people. Then one day when I torture is military, I'm not safe in on my country, in my motherland. What I had to leave my country because of save my life. So and my fathers still there. They are until today no guarantee they will live tomorrow. So when I left in my country, I live in Bangladesh. I spend time. Is no guarantee also in Bangladesh. When I cross border in Thailand, Thailand also same thing, no guarantee safety life. Third country is Malaysia. So I spent my whole life, half life in more than 20 years. I live in Malaysia as a employee worker, construction building. So our life is, for example, my life is no, like no safety, no guarantee, no future. Even still, I'm continue to work very hard to save my life. And life is, I can see anything in future. And living in jungle in Malaysia because of a scare, the police, immigration, they will arrest, they will deport again in Burma, Thailand. So that is for dangerous for us. And I'm always living very scared and always I pray for always myself. God save me. Don't deport again in Thailand, in Burma. And finally, I will register as a refugee status in Malaysia. It will take time processing, 5 years. And the process 1 year, one interview, second year, one interview, it take time 5 years. Then finally, they approve the US government immigration, they approve me bring to in United States. It is I'm feeling so happy. And when we travel come to Chicago with my wife in aeroplane, I told my wife, this is our new country, new home, new life. We are look like newborn baby, this country. So we have to start zero to start. We have to zero. We have to. This is it's difficult for us, the culture and language, because I don't have any language because I never go to a school. Because of my government, they are not. They're forced to uneducated. Most Rohingya people. Even I'm the 1%. So finally, when I Chicago here, so the English second language is so difficult to learn. But still, this is new life, new country, new born baby. So we start zero. As I told my wife also, we have children, we have future of our children. Our children can go to school. So this is our children one day they will be doctor, they will lawyer, they will be engineer. Most Rohingya people doesn't have lawyer, engineer, doctors, because now this is time to our children supporting make happen as a doctor, lawyer, engineer. And I start working in restaurant as a dishwasher, and overnight I am working. Then when I saw our friend here in Chicago, that time is 150 families. Most our Rohingya families, they need help about paperwork, about language, and Chicago, we live in Rogers Park here, many community, like for example, Jewish community, Pakistani community, and other community here. So beautiful place here, but every community, they have a space to gather, to learn, to supporting each other, to helping children. But we are new as a new community. We here in Chicago, we don't have a space, and we try to help as many people, and nobody, you know, they don't know about us, so that's why they don't help us. Finally, we meet one of the organization, International Humanitarian. It is Zakat Foundation of America. They help us give us new home, new space to helping each other, to education support. So the Rohingya Cultural Center is in for Rohingya history of the one culture center. Before, we never have that kind of opportunity in our country, in other countries. So this is our new life, new country, and we we have every Rohingya person responsibility to raise voice for our people in Rohingya, what's going on in killing, raping in our country, our people, my people, how the burning small babies, they throw away in fire burn. We when we saw video when children crying, we can sleep here. When we saw mom, woman, many Rohingya brothers, sisters, they crying, we can stay here. We heartbroken. If I am there, same is happening to me. Always remind me who I am, where I come from, what my responsibility, how I can raise voice for my people to save their life, to support. This is time, help us, support us, stop genocide of Rohingya people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Nasir. Thank you for telling us about your story and how you created the Rohingya Culture Center. AJ, can you elaborate on your experiences and how you got involved in the Rohingya Culture Center? AJ?
Hello. You hear me now?
We can hear you.
Hi, my name is Abdul Jabbar, and I am a senior case worker in Rohingya Cultural Center. I am helping with case management. Giving social service to my community. So I was very young. I was 11 and a half when I left my country due to persecution and discrimination against the Rohingya people in Burma. And then so I went to the Bangladesh, and then from Bangladesh to Thailand, and from Thailand to end up in Malaysia. So during in Malaysia, my life was very horrible because I was arrested for 9 times, and each time I was arrested, I was deported to the Thailand. Then and in 2029, I was offered by the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, it's called UNHCR, for offer for the interpreter positions. I was worked for the UNICEF for 4 years in Malaysia. So luckily in 2012, I got the opportunity to research at the US in 2012, and then in 2012, since 2012, I start giving service to my community in Chicago who need my service as an interpreter. And then continually, I'm serving my people until now. And so in Malaysia also, I involve with the community service, help my people who need our help. So that's what I'm doing now until now. And about the current situations back in Burma, the genocide of the Rohingya is still taking place, and people is still dying, and the house and villages still are burning now. So that is our big concern as a Rohingya ethnic in US. So we receiving day and night news and photos and videos from our village, and also current military coup was very serious, and people are, I mean, every day people are killing by the military. So that was very with that situation, we feel very heartbroken and feel very sad. And we as we are here, we are protected in the US, but we are still worried about people who are still back in Burma. So I have my relative back in Burma, my uncles who are living in the Bodidan township, surrounded by the non-Rohingya. Also, I'm very worried about their protection, their safety in there. And also one of my sister in Bangladesh refugee camp. Recently, there is a fire broke up in Bangladesh refugee camp. Also, we are very concerned about that kind of situation. And also, my mom in Bangladesh also facing a lot of problem. So, so I'm continually serving my people in Chicago, and not in Chicago, wherever they need. I'm willing to give my service to my community. So I would like to thank you to the Illinois Holocaust Museum for having me today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, AJ. So I'm going to ask, we're going to have a moderated discussion right now, and I have a lot of questions for you. And
Okay.
one, I think, you know, from both of you, it was a very difficult journey coming to the United States and coming to Chicago. What kept you going during this journey and throughout those experiences?
The journey was very hard. I mean, from the childhood to until I resettled to the US. The life in Malaysia, from Burma to Malaysia, my life was not is not very easy. It was very horrible life, and even after I come to the US, I'm not able to sleep. I'm still feel like scared, and still feel worried until 1 year. After 1 year, I mean my life was changed, and I adopted the here. The life in Malaysia was very hard due to the Malaysian government not recognize as a refugees, and also they are not a signatory country, 1962 convention signatory country. So that is the reason I have been deported a couple of times to the Thailand. And once time I was deported to the Burma. I was sold to the boat, so I was on the boat for a couple months, and then I was like a victim of the human trafficking. So the life was very hard when I was in Malaysia, and also when I was in Burma. In Burma, I was taken for the poaching, even though I was very young. And when I was a student in Burma, the military is when I was taking the poaching, and the military told me, you are not allowed to study. You are not allowed to go to the school. You need to work with our military. You are the illegal immigrant. It's called like a sakala. You are foreigner. So that kind of situation I faced in my past life in Burma and Malaysia.
Yes. Nasir, can you comment on that? Are you looking for mute? It's on the left-hand corner, the microphone. Well, in the meantime, or Nazir, did you? AJ, so,
Yes.
and so you still have family back in Bangladesh and Burma?
Yes, ma'am. I do have my family. I have one sister back in Burma and one sister in the refugee camp. My mom in Bangladesh too, and I have a lot of relative back in Burma. So yeah.
And are they still experiencing the same thing that you experienced when you were young?
Yes, they are still experiencing the same problem, and also for now it was very worse because due to restriction of the traveling, they are not able to travel anywhere, and also the government and the military government restricted the local international NGOs not allowed to go there or to help the people who need help. So there's more. That is the big issues, and also with the food crisis and health, and also some of the one of the my uncle who are living in the Buthidan towns was surrounded and on Rohingya. They are not able to move anywhere. So that kind of situation. And recently, my couple of my relative was dead because of due to not able to go to hospital, due to not having able to have a treatment. So that kind of situation is they're facing now.
Yes.
So,
Nasir.
yeah, I mean, the Rohingya, the mostly young generation, when they left country, many young is die when they cross border by jungle, by ocean. No, it's no guarantee their life. So, like for example, I'm so lucky. I pass through by jungle, day, night in jungle walk, without water, without food. So, because of why we that kind of problem, because we try to save our life, and not only me, every Rohingya single people, man, woman, same like me. When they left country, they have no choice. They have to leave country. If they stay in country, the kid, the pottering, when military is pottering, bring in jungle, is so dangerous. They bring in jungle, when they fight other, fighting, shooting area, the public they put in front. For example, the military leaving back, the public put in front. So that's why every mom and dad they love to see their children to save and life. My mom say, my father also tell me, I don't have anything to give you. I just go left country, save your life. So don't worry about our life. So now is I see in our Rohingya people like ball, soccer ball. Keep here this country, keep here this country, Malaysia, Thailand. No Asian country they take action about as a people. We are look like animals, look like soccer ball. People keep out there. We go this country because we are small people. We are no country talk about our issue. No country voice for our safety. No country voice. No country take action for our right. That is right now today. Our people is many people is dying in ocean in by boat, and the bombing, the killing, but still is happening.
Yes, completely. And that kind of leads me into my next question. In 2019, Aung San Suu Kyi rejected the allegations of genocide when she appeared at the International Court of Justice. How did you feel about that?
So I mean, the proof she right now is proof she lied to around the world. She tried to protect military. Now she arrested by military. So she never say what our Rohingya name. She always use is Muslim. So it's clearly in Burma she is when she lead democracy, the government, we are people the killing with military government. So that is, I believe, she not not only our Rohingya minority, also Shane other minority too. So she never say to about a protection for minority. So as a world, they can see she lie to around the world for our about genocide.
Yes. AJ, do you want to comment on that?
We as a ethnic minority in Burma, we feel very disappointed by the by decision she take that and not recognizing the genocide and not recognizing as a Rohingya minority in Burma. As look like she forgot the Burmese biography, Burmese history. As a our Rohingya was with her father during the independence. Our people stand with her father and give a service to the country. So she's like I mean keep all the history aside and took a part with the Burmese military. Now so now she now dealing with the military cop now. So we feel as a Rohingya, as a minority, so Rohingya, we feel very disappointed and with her decision not to recognize as a Rohingya, not to recognize, not to say any words regarding the genocide and killing, mass killing in Rakhine State, in the situation in Rakhine State, and but we still feel sorry for her with the current cop and
Yeah.
she is got arrested. We still, worry about her
Yes.
as a human being.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and that leads me into, with the military coup, what does this mean for, uh, or the recent military coup, what does it mean for the Rohingya right now in Burma?
So military coup, it doesn't make a difference with the military coup, whether it's NLD government, whether the past NLD government, or current military coup. For the Rohingya situation is still the same. Since
Yeah.
after General Aung San, after military took a power from the General Aung San. So until now, the Rohingya situation is until same. So there nothing changed. Whether it's a military coup, whether it's NLD party, the couple of years ago they won. They say they want to. This is a democratic party, blah blah blah. But the Rohingya situation never changed yet. So I feel, it doesn't change for the Rohingya situation yet.
Yes. And how do you feel about the international response so far? I mean, people have declared it a genocide, and what do you feel about the international or lack of international response to the Rohingyas genocide?
International response is still not strong yet, but even though a lot of countries were recognized, saying that recognized as a genocide, the Rohingya taking place in Burma, but it still doesn't change anything yet. Especially like from the U.S. government, they have to take, a strong action against Burmese military government regarding this Rohingya genocide. Also, not only Rohingya, for now, currently, there is other minority was, facing same situation as a Rohingya face, like a Kayin people now, the military using the, bombing using the jet, and so the village, they have to leave their village, they have to stay, without foods, without any medical supply, so and other states too. So international community need to quick response with the current situation to save the civilians' life.
Nasir, do you want to comment on that?
Yeah, only we believe we can trust the United States of America, this government, if they have to make sure stand with minority people to save people, take action immediately, because uh, the international community, they're waiting for this government. And I hope this country can save many minority people life.
Yes, of course. And so Chicago, and especially going into today, and refugees in Chicago, it is one of the largest population of Rohingya diaspora, and approximately 400 families and 1,500 individuals. So what attracted the Rohingya to come to Chicago?
So the first largest Rohingya community in Milwaukee, and second is Chicago. So mostly Rohingya came into the Chicago because of their family member already here, their family member already here, or their friends already here. From there, they have a connection. They have communication. So they are coming to the Chicago, and also we have a, I think not 400. We have a more than 500 families. As I'm recording the in database, we have a more than 500 families. So not individuals, families. So we have a huge our community Rohingya community members here. So I think there is a reason people are choosing come to the Chicago, because of the this is a multiple communities in on Divan or Park. It's a very huge place, and the different other minority communities too. I think that is the reason.
Great. Nasir?
Yeah, I mean, so mostly the people love here this Chicago. You know, this Rajasthan, many community look, they help each other, and even you don't speak English very well, so other community they understand, so they can understand each other. I think uh, it is great place for us,
Hmm.
and yeah, also the everything is nearby uh, for us, like school, hospital, like prayer room, everything here, supermarket, grocery store, halal food, something, So if you don't speak English, but they can go by uh, uh, Hindi, Pakistani, they can speak. So it's very easy to our community here uh, to life.
Yeah. And you created the Rohingya Cultural Center in 2016. And how have you helped the Rohingya community? How has the Culture Center helped the Rohingya community adjust to life in Chicago?
Ye- Yes, I mean, I will say the community Rohingya Cultural Center is our home, our village in Chicago. And we support education, mostly adults, young, every, everyone. And we can gather to help each other. To anyone is any problem, let us know how we can help. And every single time our community need help by writing, like interpreting. So we open door for everybody, not only Rohingya. Everyone we welcome, and we help. When COVID situation so bad time, people they can go outside, but we still open. We make social distancing, make sure everyone is safe, and we open. We help them who need help, and paperwork, food distribution, and also we help need assistant, rent assistant. We help them, and we have citizenship class, we have ESL class, and we have sport. The Rohingya children they like soccer, so we have a soccer club, and we have a special team youth club. The youth is the helping the elderly uh, community members and supporting education. And we have after school program for children, more than 100 children every day when was is a school open. And we are still online. We teach them like religious thing, like Quran class. And now we make so many demonstration. For example, raise voice for our people in my country, our people. So because this is our new home, new place, new country. I would like to say like, around the world, this Rohingya Culture Center for us.
AJ, can you talk a little bit about what you do at the Rohingya Culture Center?
Yeah, I give. I mean, I'm working as a social worker. I mean, have a case management things like helping with the SNAP benefit, state benefit, unemployment, job applications, whatever they need, like paperwork, whatever they need, and also interpretation if they need. And yeah, people as our people's uneducated, they don't know how to read and write, and so even a small paper and a small mail they came to the RCC. So we are helping with that with the case management.
That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean also every month we service families, more than 300 families every month. So it's I mean, our team, RCC team, doing so great hard worker, and also for RCC team is board members, the workers, part-time job, everyone is trying to help wherever they can help. So this is we RCC team is amazing team. Our board members was board members. Everyone is great people and supporting us. I think our good team. We will continue to support everybody.
Great. Yeah, it's amazing work. And that leads me into, what can we do to help the community in Chicago and the RCC?
Yeah, even any we supporting people, and we need your help to support us. Make, for example, don't you know help us to donate for expensive what we need, and we do have own space. We are in future. We're looking for own space. The community is bigger, we are a smaller space, so we need more bigger space in future. So that is, we need support, your support. We can change our the community life, better life.
AJ, do you want to add to that?
As this community center is very important for the Rohingya, as because of this is our identity. In order to keep our the name, our culture, our identity, we need this community center. As we have a lot of we have a new upcoming new generation to remind them so they are as Rohingya ethnic, because due to the Burmese military government trying to erase our name from from the Burmese history, from the Burmese parliament, but we should keep our names, our identity. So in Chicago, that is the reason this is very important for our community to keep. And also we have a largest community member, more than 500. So now we are renting the smaller space. It's not enough to provide. To together celebrate. So like Nasir says, so we need to have in the future, we need to have our own space, to have on the bigger space, to then we can together to all our committee member the one place, and also to keep our identity for our new upcoming generation.
Totally agree. Yes, that's very important. And so I think for my last question before we go to the audience Q&A is, there's still atrocities occurring in Burma against the Rohingya, and the lack of international response. What can we do to help your family's still living over there, and what can we do to help?
So we are together raise our voice and also talk to our state representative, our senator, and our government to take immediate action. Our new president, our new president declare the Armenian genocide. Also, we are Rohingya like to request to our president to recognize as a Rohingya genocide too, because within a week, half a million the people become displaced, and also the more than 100,000 people are killed, and rape and set fire to our village. This is it's a genocide. So we Rohingya here request our president to recognize the Rohingya genocide, also take immediate action to stop the civilians in Burma, and also Rohingya, stop Rohingya genocide. In order to do that, so as we are all the community neighbors, and next our neighbors, non-profit organization, together we need to raise our voice and talk to our representative, our senator, our governor, our mayor, our president. So that is, I think, will be very helpful for our people.
Nasir?
Yeah, it's so important. Without peacekeeper in Burma, we are not safe. That is, I would like to say, we can trust the Burmese government. Burmese, they make law. They can, whatever they like, they can change very easy. They can, the bad tactic they use. So that's why, without peacekeeper, we are not guaranteed in Burma. So that is, I would like to say, it should be an immediately international protection be there in Rakhine State to save people.
I agree. Yeah. How do you feel that UN is, reacting to the genocide or taking action against the atrocities?
I mean, this is the most powerful countries like China, Russia.
Hmm.
So they don't the main supporter of Burma. So they don't see people dying. As you can see, in refugee camp, more than 1 million living under plastic shelter. The children, no life. Every day is dying. So the powerful country, they like to business. The people dying, they don't care. More than three, 400 children without education grow up. When they're bigger, what's going on? What their future? So that is, I mean, uh, must be. I mean, United States take action strongly to save my people.
Yes, definitely. So I'm going to jump to some questions from the audience. And I have one question that asks, what was the hardest part about succeeding in the United States for you both? And coming to the United States, what was the hardest part to kind of assimilate into the country?
Hardest part to that's saying the adopt the weather, new weathers here, because the weather is not same like when we are in our country and in Malaysia. So for me, it's hardest part for me the weather, because upon my arrival was winter season was very cold. So for me, it's the very hardest part in Chicago in US for me.
Same here. The
Yeah,
cold.
I mean, I never saw snowing when I live in Malaysia. Just we saw in video in TV. When I saw his face, wow, it's so amazing. But it's weather. So now we fine. We stay when we stay longer, so we fine. So, but everything is good. We, I mean, I would like to say thank you so much for United States of government to bring refugee here this country to save life. We so proud of the people of United States and people of government. I mean, we
Yes.
don't have any only like AJ say like cold season.
Very cold. I have one that asks if you could tell us more about why the Burmese government is committing a genocide against the Rohingya.
Are not They are not committing genocide, not only against Rohingya. There's two minorities, two three minorities in
Yes,
Burma,
you
and
mentioned that.
also yeah, also believe other religions. There is we are the Muslim, then also the Christian people also facing. There are two believer was facing the genocide in Burma. The Burmese government destroyed the church, destroyed the the destroy the church and the burning down their house in the Kayin estate, Shin estate, and also same thing the Rohingya people too. As we are ethnic, different color, different religions, different belief. I feel like that is the reason. So also Korean people, Shin people also same thing. So they also facing the same situation as the Rohingya. They are girls, they are the kids also set fire, rape, and yeah, that is I feel that's a reason. So the Burmese government, Burmese military government just want to one ethnic group to be in power, like Burma, only Burma in the power. They don't want to be federal government. They don't want to be united, government. They just want to be only one ethnic group in the power, in the military, in the government power. That is one of there's the reason too.
Yes. Nasir, would you like to add?
Yeah, I mean that is true. Most so one thing they plan Burmese military they plan always hate speech. The people hate speech. Like they make people they make create group. Oh, this is Muslim. This is Christian. So the people they change mind. They, so it's so dangerous and it always is happen. So,
Mm-hmm.
and they say, oh, the Muslim they would like to take our country, and the Christian they would like to take our country. They make uh, they make hate speech
Okay.
always. So this is, so bad in always is happening with the government.
Mm-hmm. I have one question of somebody asking, where is the Rohingya Culture Center? Where is it located?
27440 West Devon Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Zip code is 60659.
Thank you. So everyone can go visit.
Yes, we will welcome everyone.
And I think the last question, how would we actively work to prevent genocide in most countries if most countries are unwilling to call out others for their actions? So I think we did cover most of the inaction of the international community. And so how can we actively work, I think, together to raise awareness and prevent genocide?
Yeah, so we have to work together, raise awareness and raise our voice and pressure to our government to prevent this genocide, continually genocide. So we have to non-stop working, non-stop pressure to our government, and then our government can raise the voice to the United Nations to take more action against this military junta. If you take only the business sanction, stop business sanction, this and this doesn't work. And the Burmese government is still killing the people. Now, recently, as you know, world knows, they are openly shooting the civilians with the people who are demonstrating for their rights, for their freedoms, without any weapons, without anything. So they are killing. They are using sniper. This is horrible situation. So United States government need to be act as immediately as the US fighting for the democracy for the other country. Our government went to the other country to fight to free the country from the military dictatorship. So I feel like this is a time to act the US government to free from this dictatorship, military dictatorship, from the people of Burma, to save the people of Burma. We facing this dictatorship since 1962 until now. It's been how many years? I don't know how many. It's like more than 50, 60, 70 years. So people of Burma are still suffering. People of Burma, not only Rohingya, entire community, entire Burmese people are suffering. We are not, the Burma is not a poor country. This is very rich country with the natural rich country. But due to the military regime, due to the military dictatorship, our people are suffering. So this is a time. Please wake up. Don't keep aside. People are dying. So that's especially my request to our government, our president, our new president. Please take immediate action. Do something for our people. People are dying, and so that is my request to my president.
Yeah. Nasir, do you have anything to add?
Yes, only I have to please request to our President Joe Biden, our Vice President Kamala Harris, to take action immediately to save people of Burma. And this is in future what happened, what's going on, we don't know. And many people is dying. As you can see in refugee camp also, the burning camp, in plastic camp, many people is die. Know who is the background, the fire burning in refugee camp. Now in Burmese or people also, the suffering, own country, own government, the killing. So this is all the time news come out. The girls, boys, men, elderly, the killing, the military, how they torture now is happening. So I think it's enough to enough. It is time to take action to save people.
Yes, I agree. Well, it's almost time, and I just want to thank both of you for speaking, being here with us today, telling your stories, giving us, action items, and, telling us about what's going on today and how we can help the Rohingya community in Chicago. You're doing amazing work, and I am just so proud to be partners with you and, raise awareness about what is happening today. So I thank everybody for attending today and listening to Nasir and AJ. I want to highlight our upcoming program, which is our next program, which is tonight. At 6:30. It's a book and author, The Last Million Europe's Displaced Persons from World War to Cold War. And the link should be in the chat, and you can register there. And also, my colleague will be putting in a survey for you to fill out so we can, make sure that we're always doing well with our programs. So thank you so much. And the museum is open as well, so you can come. We have our special exhibition, Mandela Struggle for Freedom, which is amazing. And we thank you, and we hope you have a good rest of your afternoon.
Thank you very much for
So
having us.
Thank you so much.